In this video, we will delve into the explanation of the E5 error in various brands of air conditioning systems. Before delving into issues related to this sensor, it is recommended, when a unit displays the E5 error, as a first step, to disconnect the device for several minutes, check the position of the temperature sensors, and visually inspect the condition of the sensor power cables. If the problem persists, we will then explore the technical details to address the E5 error code. 1. Remember that temperature sensors are electrical resistors, whose value in kiloohms or electrical resistance varies with changes in temperature. 2. The temperature sensor circuit is interpreted as a voltage divider consisting of two resistors in series. The first resistor, with a constant value, is located on the electronic board, and its resistance is independent of temperature. The second resistor is the sensor itself, whose resistance increases as the temperature decreases. 3. For example, in this voltage divider circuit, both resistors have a value of 5 kiloohms and are powered by the electronic card with a voltage of 5 volts. 4. At 25 degrees Celsius, the 5 volts from the regulator are distributed with 2.5 volts in the first resistor and 2.5 volts in the sensor resistor. This happens because, at that moment, both resistors have the same value, which is 5 kiloohms. 5. When the air conditioner starts cooling, and the temperature drops to 20 degrees Celsius, the sensor resistance, according to the table, changes due to temperature variation, increasing to 6 kiloohms, while the electronic board's resistance remains constant. 6. With a 20% increase in sensor resistance, from 5 to 6 kiloohms, the voltage required for the current also increases by 20%, going from 2.5 to 3 volts. Since the electronic card supplies only 5 volts, now only 2 volts remain for the resistance within the electronic control. 7. The 3-volt signal is captured in the voltage divider and transmitted to the controller through this path. 8. When the temperature sensor is broken, the electronic board continues to supply voltage to the sensor, but there is no current flow because the circuit is open. The problem is detected due to the lack of signal in the voltage divider, and the E5 error is displayed on the air conditioner panel. 9. The open circuit of the sensor can be diagnosed using a multimeter that measures electrical resistance in kiloohms. When disconnecting the sensor, the reading should never be infinite. 10. Another related problem is if the sensor is short-circuited. In this case, the sensor's resistance is so low that all the voltage is lost in the internal electrical resistance of the card, triggering the E5 error. The sensor's short circuit can be diagnosed using a multimeter, and when disconnecting the sensor, the reading should never be 0. 11. It may occur that the sensor's resistance presents the problem of being out of range. In this case, measuring the resistance with the multimeter will yield an excessively high or low value that does not correspond to the original sensor value, which can be found in the service manual for many brands. In this case, the controller detects an abnormal voltage signal in the voltage divider, generating the E5 error. 12. There is a less frequent possibility that there is a problem in the sensor circuit part located on the electronic board, such as a trace or the internal resistance of the electronic module itself. In this case, the component must be replaced. To detect this, it is recommended to connect the sensor and measure if the voltage at the sensor's power pins shows a voltage, which should always be very close to 2.5 volts if the card is energized. Some of the most famous brands that associate the E5 error with the temperature sensor are A. General Electric. The E5 error reflects an open circuit or short circuit of the external temperature sensor. For the portable air conditioner from this manufacturer, error code 5 means the presence of an overcurrent protection for the equipment. B. Carrier. If the E5 code comes from the indoor unit, the error is related to the evaporator temperature sensor. If it comes from the outdoor unit, it means high voltage protection. C. Medea Series R. Error E5 reflects problems with the temperature sensor of the outdoor unit. In other series, it means problems with the equipment's power voltage. D. Samsung. The E5 error is related to the temperature sensors of the evaporator or condenser exchanger. E. For York. Code E5 is related to the temperature sensor of the evaporator coil. In central air conditioners, E5 means a malfunction of the discharge temperature sensor, used for equipment protection.